MCAT questions under minute, part 3 and 4, since these are two questions. Which of the following nitrogenous bases are known as the purines? Okay, so we know that purines have 2 rings and pyrimidines have 1 ring. That's just something you have to know for the MCAT. Because of that, we know that the top 2 structures are purines and the bottom 3 structures are pyrimidines. Okay, let's move on to the second question. Which base replaces thymine in RNA? We know that that is uracil. However, on the MCAT, you have to memorize the chemical structure of all the hydrogenous bases. Luckily for you, knowing key components is enough. So here are 2 mnemonics to narrow down your answer choices. First one is cut the pyramid, that is cytosine, uracil, and thymine are pyrimidines, and pure as gold, adenine and guanine are purines. Okay, so we know that one of the bottom 3 pyrimidines have to be uracil. As I said earlier, knowing key components is enough because the MCAT is a multiple choice exam. So here are 2 rules to know which base is which. Fewer oxygens means that the first letter of the base comes earlier in the alphabet. This is only after you separate purines from pyrimidines. The second rule is that uracil is just thymine without the methyl group. So let's go back to the chemical structures and see how these rules apply. The second purine has 1 oxygen, while the first purine has no oxygens. Therefore, A comes before G, so the first purine is adenine, and the second purine is guanine. Simple enough, so let's go to the pyrimidines. First pyrimidine has 1 oxygen, while the other 2 have 2 oxygens. C comes before U and T, therefore, the first pyrimidine is cytosine. The other 2 pyrimidines don't follow the same rule, however, because they have an equal amount of oxygens. That's why we use the other rule, which is uracil is just a thymine minus its methyl group. That's why we know that the third pyrimidine is thymine because it has a methyl group, and the second pyrimidine is uracil. That's the answer.